If your social media marketing isn't working as well as you want right now, I've got good news. It's not your fault. It's just that there have been a lot of changes recently, and a lot of the advice that's being passed around about how to grow an audience, connect with customers and clients, and a whole bunch of other tips on how to use social media to grow your business is just, well, wrong. It's bad advice. Empty calories, clickbait titles designed to help the creator but not you, the business owner, entrepreneur, or marketer. The problem is though that some of the tips out there look good, sound good, maybe even taste good going down. But at the end of the day, the kind of shallow advice to just post more or create viral content doesn't do you any good if it's not based on a solid foundation of proven social media marketing principles. That's why today I'm going to share with you some of my best and most proven social media marketing tips and tricks and tactics and the strategies behind them that allows them to work so well. Also, a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, HubSpot, but more on that later. For now, let me walk you through how to create a strategic social sequence so you can make sure you're doing the right things in the right place for the right people. The mistake and the way that most businesses approach social media is like this. They first hear about a new social media platform or channel that's taking over the world and how they have to hop on it quickly or they risk losing market share and being left behind. The platform or channel here we call media. Then they try to figure out what they're going to say or what kind of content they're going to create. This part of the equation is the message. And then usually they completely ignore this last step, which is figuring out whether their market, their customers, the audience that they're actually trying to reach, is even active or present on the platform in the first place. The people they want to reach here are the market. But this is a recipe for disaster, showing up in a new land, or in this case, new platform, looking for gold, only to realize later that not only are you unarmed and ill-equipped to deal with the challenges and customs and culture of this new place, but worst of all, you shouldn't even be there at all. In other words, it ain't got no gold. The people that you're trying to reach aren't even there. And so content is made and presented to an audience that is either not there or doesn't care, and so starts a death spiral of social media, training an algorithm that nobody wants to see your stuff, which causes the future content you make to perform even worse, which further trains the algorithm to further hide your stuff. And on it goes until frustration, exhaustion, or defeat finally settle in. It's not pretty, but it's completely avoidable by simply reversing the process. Instead of starting with media, then message, then market, just flip it around. Your odds of success go up 5, maybe even 10 times. For example, step 1 is to identify your ideal target market and the people that you want to reach. What are their demographic details, like their age and gender and income and occupation? What are their geographic details, like what city or state or province or country do they live in? And if you're feeling fancy, there's psychographic details, like their attitudes and values and beliefs and lifestyles. Once the market is identified, then figure out the message and what kind of content you're going to create. The way that I do this is by identifying what I call their miracles and their miseries. Their miracles are all of their wants and hopes and dreams and desires, all the things that I can create content on to help them move towards and achieve. And their miseries are all of their pains and problems and fears and frustrations, all things that I can create content on to help them move away from and avoid. Then, and only then, do you look at media. Because once you've got all the info on your market, it's pretty straightforward to just look at the different social media platforms and start connecting the dots, matching up your ideal customers with the social media platforms most likely to be used by them. For example, broadly speaking, if your market is aged 35 and up, use Facebook. Under 35? Use Instagram. B2B or business to business? Use LinkedIn. Mostly female? Use Pinterest. Tech, news, or software? Use Twitter. And to reach everyone and anyone, use YouTube. But these are just examples, so make sure to really dive deep into your market before selecting a primary platform for you and your business. All right, next I'm going to walk you through the most important kind of content you need to be making right now and how to do it right. If you're not getting the results that you were hoping for from your social media, it could just be that you're not making this kind of content and not staying up to date on the latest and most important trends. So let me tell you about an amazing free resource that you can use to make sure that you never get caught off guard or feel left behind again. My friends at HubSpot have published an entire 2022 social media trends report that gives you a behind-the-scenes look at how you can use social media to get results in today's hyper-competitive and accelerated age, with customers that want more personalized content and faster service and better experiences, and they want it all now. The report's packed with over 70 quotes from industry leaders on what has worked for them in social media and covers things like how TikTok is going to take over social media, leaving other platforms to adapt, something we're already seeing and I'm going to be talking about in just a minute. It gives you tips on why brand inclusivity will be brand critical and even breaks down how metaverses will be the next consumer connection. So if you're still trying to wrap your head around what the term metaverse even means, you definitely want to download this free report. Essentially, the report contains everything you need to know for a successful social media strategy in 2022, based on new data and expert interviews, and all perfectly packed up in an easy-to-read report with a list of the top trends for the years to come. So make sure to download your free copy by clicking the link in the descriptions below right after this video. And with that said, let's move on to the next tip now, which is all about the most important kind of content you need to be creating on social media right now. Here's the cold hard truth. The future of social media is video, and almost every single social media platform out there is continuing to make prioritizing video their main and primary objective. From the obvious players like YouTube and TikTok to the less obvious ones like Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. Video is taking up more and more of the newsfeed. It's not slowing down anytime soon. And this change is frustrating a lot of people. People that don't want to make video, and people who are feeling the pain of watching things change right in front of their eyes. Yep, there go all the text and pictures. In fact, a lot of business owner and entrepreneur and even marketer behavior right now looks a lot like going through the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and finally acceptance. First, denial. Thinking that video just isn't that important. I'll just keep posting text and images, as that's always worked before. Then, anger. Wondering why aren't my text and images getting any reach or engagement? Stupid algorithm hates me. Then, bargaining, thinking that maybe I can just find a new way to make more interesting text and image posts. Maybe I need more emojis or maybe more memes. Then, depression, which kicks in with the realization that this just isn't working. Social media sucks and I hate everything. And finally, acceptance, admitting that, hey, maybe Adam was right. I guess it's finally time to hop on the video train to Profit Town. The fact is, with most of the social media accounts that I take a look at on a daily basis, if they're feeling stuck or frustrated or like they're getting left behind and not getting the reach and engagement that they used to, it's usually because they're not making enough video or not making it at all. But telling you to just go out there and make more video isn't that helpful. So next, let me give you a social media video plan to help you get started a little faster and a little easier. When it comes to creating video for social media, I wish it was just as easy as picking up your camera or your phone and hitting record, making a few quick clips and start immediately cashing checks, but I'm afraid it doesn't work that way. You need a plan, a strategy, and some tips and tools to help you build some momentum and get some quick wins under your belt so you can start to see just how powerful and profitable creating video for social media can be when you do it right. So let's start with the easy stuff, the kind of things that you can do right now, right here, today, and we can grow from there. No need to jump off a cliff on your very first try. Let's start smaller and build some confidence, and we can always make more later. And the best way to do that is with the story. But first, let's rewind in time just a few minutes to when I first talked to you about the strategic social sequence and making sure that you were choosing the right social media platform based on your market's behavior, rather than whatever new platform everybody is screaming at you that you just have to check out. Instead of starting with media, then message, then market, just flip it around. Your odds of success go up 5, maybe even 10 times. Ah, those were good times, weren't they? You see, a little known fact and a bit of a secret weapon of mine is that when it comes to marketing, I'm actually a bit of a slow adopter. Sure, I might download and poke around with a new social media app when it first comes out in order to test out whether it's worth keeping an eye on or not, but it's only after it's proven itself to the market that I actually dedicate any time or money or energy into mastering the platform. Now, the good news is you already have some proven winners right there in front of you and available to pretty much everybody with billions and billions of users. What this means is regardless of what business or market or industry you're in, you're probably going to be able to find the vast majority of your market on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube. And for phase 1 of your social media video plan, you do want to focus on stories, which means choosing a platform that actually has stories. That was deep. Stories are short vertical videos filmed on your phone and uploaded directly to the social media platforms. The big players here are Facebook and Instagram with their stories, and YouTube also has stories, but they're not available in everyone's account just yet. LinkedIn used to have stories, but tested them out and shut them down pretty quickly. And Twitter discontinued their stories quite a while ago as well, which they called fleets. So my advice here is clearly to start with either Facebook or Instagram and prioritize whichever platform you think is the best fit for your market. And here's what you're looking for with your story. A short 15-second video clip with you offering a raw and uncut version of something, anything that your audience might be interested in. If you're stumped and not sure what kind of content to create, then rewind this video again to where I was talking about message and specifically your audience's miracles and miseries. Their miracles are all of their wants and hopes and dreams and desires, all the things that I can create content on to help them move towards and achieve. Ah, those were good times, weren't they? Then, once you feel comfortable with that, it's time to move on to longer, short-form content. On Instagram and Facebook, these are called Reels. On YouTube, Shorts. The length of a reel or a short is gonna vary depending on the latest platform updates and whatever length they're playing around with, but it's typically around a minute. Though, if what TikTok is doing is any indication of where things are going, we can pretty much expect these to get a whole lot longer, probably pretty soon. I want you to try to think of a reel or a short as a longer story, or a shorter long-form video, whichever works best for you. For more context, if it takes you, say, 15 seconds to record a story and, 3, 4, 5 hours to record a longer form video and get it edited and polished up, well, a short or a reel might take you around 1 to 2 hours in order to record and to edit and to add some captions and to upload. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the quality that you want to put into it. So creating reels and shorts certainly isn't fast, and it does require some thought and maybe even some editing. But they are that next step in getting you more involved in the video game, without having to go full hog into the long form videos. Full hog? I don't even think I've ever heard that before. Not to mention, this kind of longer form vertical video, around a minute or so, tends to be working pretty much everywhere. This means if you can record that video on your phone or on your camera, make all your edits there, well, it then gives you the ability to upload it natively and manually to a bunch of different platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. As an example of this, and to show you what kind of results you might look to expect across different platforms, here's a video that I recorded on my camera, then had it edited, and then uploaded it to Instagram, to YouTube, and to TikTok. And it's interesting to see, at least to me as a marketing geek, the difference in performance of the exact same content across different channels just based on their algorithm, how the audience is going to interact and engage with it. On YouTube, where I'm clearly the most active and the most engaged, well, I managed to only get a few thousand views. Not terrible, but nothing compared to what was about to come. On Instagram, I got a few thousand as well, and the view count seemed to match the number of subscribers or followers that I had. But on TikTok, well, that puppy did not disappoint. Raked in tens of thousands of views. All while at the time I had, 20, 30 subscribers? Followers? People hanging around? But this brings up an incredibly important point in that not all views are created equal. You see, each social media channel or platform or network has its own culture and its own content preferences and consumption style. Plus, a quick 30-second or 60-second video is simply never going to be able to deliver the same amount of authority and trust and relationship as longer form content. Which means that sooner than later, you want to be moving into this third and final phase of the video plan, which would be to create longer form videos. And naturally, there's no better place to do this than on YouTube. If I had to put all of my money onto a single social media platform and bet the future of the world on it, that'd be a big bet. Well, there'd be no question, it'd have to be YouTube. Aside from being owned by Google and being the leader, certainly in long-form video, it's also the platform that allows you to build the deepest connection and the most amount of trust and engagement with your audience. But if this whole getting started with video thing is completely new to you, don't worry, I'm willing to give you a pass. You can start slow and build your way up from then. Just don't sleep on this for too long. But because I know that YouTube and longer form video is a long game, I want to give you a few quick hits and hacks and tricks and things that you can use to get results right now. And that's why I've got a video linked up right here that's going to give you 5 of my best digital marketing hacks that are working incredibly well right now. So make sure to check it out, and I'll see you in the next video. And now expect immediate and instant gratification. And the exact same thing applies to your customers and to your visitors. In fact, Google did some research on this, and they found that the odds of somebody clicking the back button and leaving your site immediately went up by 32% when the page load time increased from just 1 to 3 seconds.